Hello, today I will be teaching you guys how to make a collage. So a collage is a work of art that is made by attaching different pieces and different materials onto a background. I have some examples here that I can show you guys to kind of give you a better clue as to what a collage is. So this one is a project I made for my fashion design class. It was made using different designer looks and stuff, and then this is a swatch of a material that I photocopied, and then an image of a jacket. There's a few different types of collages. There's one that shows more of your personality and like who you are and things that you like and stuff that you're interested in. There's more creative aspect where you can create like abstract paintings using specific like color swatches to make face shapes or a dolphin or whatever you want. And then lastly, like the one I just showed you, it's used to create like a mood board or an idea board for a project. So it's like a starting out base for projects. So I guess let's get into what we'll need to make our collage. So first thing we'll need is a blank sheet of paper or piece of cardboard or just something to glue on to use as our background. And then you're gonna go and you're gonna collect different types of paper or images, or usually something flat that you can attach to the background using glue or tape. Today I'm gonna be using tape. So an example is like I like this Lego tiger that I'm gonna be putting onto the collage. So I'll cut that out later, or there's a postcard that I like the color here, the color gradient. I'm gonna be using that. And then an image from a toy book where I'll cut out the dinosaur. Or you could use simple stuff and add textural details using like index cards or construction paper. And then, like I said, magazines or printed images work really well to create collages. Next thing you'll need is a pair of scissors so you can get clean cut lines. And then tape or glue. I'm using tape today because I like how it lifts off the page and gives you a little bit more dimension. And then I like to finish off my collages by drawing onto them using different types of markers and stuff. Today I have pens and markers, different colors. So yeah, let's get into making the collage. Alright, so the next step in making our collage is finding our pieces and choosing what we want to do with them. So for this one, I really like the phone, but I don't like the Samsung Galaxy part. There's a few different ways to do this. You could rip it, like I'm doing now. If you like how this paper kind of tears up and you can see the different layers of the paper, and you want it on the image of that you like for the phone, you're gonna lift up on the side that you don't want, and then you get that nice little ripped edge and looks all raw and stuff and looks kind of cool. For this next one, I like the cookie. I think I might do, take like that was a bite taken out of it, cut around here. I don't want a super rough edge on this. I think having a nice clean line for this would be really cool, so I'm just going to cut around the edge of the cookie. Being careful not to cut too much of the cookie while still removing the background. Now, I personally do not like this $6.99 thing on here, so I'm going to go and cut it out like a piece of the cookie was taken from the I don't know, pie or whatever this is. Now I've got my cookie with a piece missing. Next, I'm gonna go with this. I like the gradient that this has coming from the green to the red, but I don't really care about the family. So I'm gonna go ahead and rip them away. And next, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out some of these dinosaurs. I really like this one. I think I'm gonna try and make him look like he's eating, whether it's the cookie or like the pizza that I'm about to cut out. Now that we have our shapes that we want, I'm gonna go ahead and arrange them in the placement that I think works best. These are a bunch of random images, so it's kind of an odd story and depiction, but we're gonna go with it. So I really want this dinosaur to look like he wants a bite of this cookie. I like the color and how that kind of goes with her and the green and the red and all that, so I'm going to add that behind her just to give it a little pizzazz. Let's see, got more of the dinosaurs here. I'm going to place those there. And then tiger, like he's guarding the cookie. A little bit more pizzazz with this sparkle here. And then maybe I'll take, I don't really like the phone as much, but I do like the background that it has, similar to how I like the grading of this. So I'm going to go ahead and use this, kind of get rid of the phone shape. Now we got that. And I think I'll place that to where the numbers are kind of hidden behind there. And that, I think, is how I want to lay out this collage. Now that we figured out our placement, we want to go through, kind of keep an image of this in your head of how you wanted this collage to lay out. So I'm going to start by taking off the pieces that are on top of the image, leaving us with only the background pieces. Now that we have the background pieces, we're going to take our tape or our glue. If you're using tape, you're going to want to take a small piece, fold one side over to where you have two sticky pieces, and then fold another piece on top to create a little tape roll that's sticky on all sides. And then I like to make the tape last a little bit longer, so I'm going to cut that in half so I have two tape rolls. Grabbing the image that we have for our background, taping on the opposite side, or gluing on the opposite side, and then not dropping it, placing it onto the image. I like how it kind of creates a shadow because it's not completely flat on the paper, and it adds dimension to the collage. So we're going to go ahead and do that for all of the background pieces. Now that we have our background images placed, we're going to go ahead and place the next layer of images. This is the cookie, and that's going kind of like that. So I'm going to go ahead and tape that on the wrong side. And then lastly, we're going to go in with the images that are on top. The last step that I'm going to be doing for this collage is drawing on top of it to kind of add a little bit more visual interest within the image itself. If you have a thinner piece of paper like I do, you're going to want to place something underneath it so that the markers or pens that you're using or whatever you're using to paint on top don't bleed through onto your working surface. So I have a blank sheet underneath it. All right, once you have that done, I like to find shapes within my collage to incorporate into the background. For example, I really like this bubble shape, and I kind of have it going on here and here. So I think I'm kind of going to mimic that with this Sharpie marker and go around the tiger to kind of add a little bit more interest and bring in the red from this girl's outfit and the tiger there. And then maybe even just a little working line down there. And then going back to this bubble, I think I'm going to add something in there, like a little bubble. Take another marker, maybe add some in there. And maybe even some out here. Next, I've got some pens. I think I'll just add a little bit more texture inside of this. Maybe down here too. coming in here and mimicking what I did with the red marker. Take some gold and make little stars. So that's how I made a collage. There's different ways that you can make collages. There's different uses for collages. This one was just kind of have fun and experiment a little bit. It doesn't quite tell a story. I mean, it does with the dinosaur and then the tiger protecting the cookie. But like I said, there's different uses for collages. This one just so happens to be for fun. Now that you guys know how to make a collage and the techniques that go into creating the pieces for your collage, I'm going to have you guys go into your separate groups. You're going to grab the papers from the center of the table. You're going to grab a background piece of paper to glue everything onto. You're going to grab a glue stick and some scissors. And then in the center of each table is a pile of magazines, images, and construction paper that you can use to create your collages. You can make any type of collage that you want. It can be a mood board where you're establishing a mood for another project, or you can do what I did and just kind of mesh a bunch of pieces together and try and create a story from that, or you can make an abstract face using colors from the scrap paper. It is up to you. The goal is just to have fun with this and create a collage.